This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good afternoon, Rob Howze. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful afternoon?
Angel, man, I'm feeling amazing, brother. How are you feeling?
I am excellent, my friend. I'm glad that we connected. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Maryland, right on the nation's capital.
Sweet,
right, nation's capital, man.
That's
I'm
good.
think about running for president one day.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. Just joking.
Well, I see that you are the president of something. Tell me more about that, please.
Well, I am the president, and I'll say the CEO of my life. And I am meaning that I am in full control of how I think and what I do and my intention. And my purpose is to help develop billions of healthy, wealthy people. Like it sounds like a really big task, but we have something called the internet, ladies and gentlemen, where we can transfer information at light speed. So coordinated specifically and with intention, man, we can do amazing things. So, that's my mission, and when I say healthy, I mean mind, body, and spiritual, holistic wellness, not just, I have a lot of money, or not just I'm really fit, or not just I'm super connected to God. I'm talking about everything. You are flowing emotionally, physically, financially, relationally, every lead you can think of. You are living in total fulfillment. And that's a possibility, ladies and gentlemen. I know it sounds far-fetched according to the news and local broadcasts, but I'm here to tell you there is some sun shining today.
Love it. Definitely we are combining with the Caribbean sunshine as well. So it's sunshine by 12x. So tell me, where did you get this energy from? Because there's a huge energy in what you're doing. It's definitely going to take a lot of energy as well.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I was born from energy, and all I did was just now take a piece of it and realize what I wanted to do. And so I knew that growing up, there were certain things I could have done differently. There's a lot of guys that I grew up with that are in jail. They're dead. And I see so many people that was so promised, but they didn't make it. And I realized what it was. They were missing a couple components, and that's being healthy mentally, physically, or spiritually. They're missing something. And so I'm driven every day because when you see the light come over somebody, there's something that happens when a person was going one direction, and then because of a certain thought process and an aha moment, it literally changes the trajectory of what they were doing. They go from drinking to thinking. I know it was a rhyme, but it's true. They go from drinking to thinking, stinking thinking to holistic living. It's literally a shift. And so by being able to plant those seeds, man, I'm like a farmer. I'm a global ambassador and empowerment artist, a universal farmer, man. I'm just planting seeds everywhere I can because I know eventually they will grow. And that's what I'm trying to, and that's the purpose of life, man.
That's great. Well, where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
Well, you can go, first of all, LinkedIn is a very amazing town right now. You should come by, swing by, and see what's going on in that community. It's really thriving in regards to building relationships and business and understanding what's happening in the pulse of today. But then you can also go to Google, because I am, ladies and gentlemen, the #1 Rob Howze on Google. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It's me. I'm the one.
Love it. So tell me one other thing that you've done, Rob, consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I would honestly say integrity. I've done that. I've done that well because it wasn't always easy to hold integrity when you're balancing other things and trying to compromise for this thing. And honestly, I've just not just had integrity, but I've taught it. And I think my integrity is what's really helped not just my relationships, but me as a person. And someone might say, well, how do I, strengthen my integrity? Do what you say you're going to do, and think about what you do before you do it. Think about what you do before you do it, and do what you say you're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a formula for success somewhere in the future. It may take a couple of weeks or months, but just keep practicing.
How does this make you feel looking back from now to then?
Man, I feel the growth is so amazing. I feel blessed, but I feel more blessed because I know that I can teach this. And by teaching it, I can accelerate and shorten the learning curve for other people. So I'm happy about how I've grown. Absolutely. My garden looks great. But now I know how to teach people how to garden. and accelerate it. And so instead of taking 15 years, maybe they can do it in 5 months. You know, who knows? Who knows?
That's great. Were you born in the Boston area?
No, I was born in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
Buffalo, New York, man, under 17 feet of snow.
Wow.
I climbed out of my igloo and said, "I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here."
Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Why would you suggest other people that are listening, someone in our amazing audience, walk in integrity?
Well, what I would tell them to do is get around folks who have integrity. And that's the best thing you can always do, because success, it leaves the clues for you. You just got to follow the trail. So look at people you admire and have the attributes that you want. Look at what they're doing and then model that. I mean, it's really as simple as that. The wheel was invented 2,000 years ago. We don't got to reinvent it. Now, you can add some specs to it. You can color it, but don't reinvent it. Success leaves clues. So just follow somebody.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live from Rob Howze. Definitely you can connect with him on the LinkedIn platform. And Howze is spelled Howze. So it's Rob Howze. Rob, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Rob, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is when I was 6 years old in the sandbox, looking at everybody playing. And I just realized that I was a person.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I don't remember anything else from my childhood. Not one other thing. Past like the 12. But this at 6 years old, I'm in the sand. I remember. My teacher had blonde hair, and I liked her, but I also recognized that the female species had certain chemicals that it released in a person. I realized that too. So I recognized life on Earth.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, it helped me to understand who I am now. So at 6 years old, if I understand myself or I understand a point of my purpose, imagine what happens, 40 years later when you're sitting here. So now it really helps me to be authentic, to be the real author of my life. And when you're authentic, it also influences your emotional intelligence, and a tremendous benefit when you love yourself, what that does for your emotional intelligence. And when you know yourself, love yourself and knowing yourself are two of the greatest things you could ever do.
So were you in the sandbox or outside of the sandbox?
I was both, man. I was both. The vivid memory is outside. I was in. But I remember being out because I stepped out when I recognized everything. I stepped out and I just stood there for a minute and took it all in. Then I'm back to my kid world, whatever happened next. But I remember wow, okay, this is happening, huh? Okay. I mean, give me that sand, something it's like so quick, but I remember it.
That's
vivid.
Cool. That's cool. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Yes, absolutely.
I love the concept of what you said earlier on. You could have been in jail. You could have been in so many places, which is like being in the sandbox, right? Like many of the same things happen in the sandbox, right? You're playing with the sand. But to see that you stepped out of the sandbox and that created a new perception for you that then gave you a new format, a new vision, a new visual. Even though it was temporary, right? But what's really fascinating is it was the seed that then represented growth.
That's good, man. That's good. That is good.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
It was Michael Jackson something.
Yeah, something. Love it.
It's Michael Jackson something, man. I was just Michael Jackson all day.
Yeah.
Dancing, sliding, moonwalking.
Give me one. Give me one song from him that pops to mind immediately.
You knock me off of my feet now, baby.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Rob, you're amazing. All right, Rob. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Rob?
I'm ready.
Rob, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, my son.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children? Well, other than your son.
3. Harmony, Melody. 2 girls, and my boy is RJ.
Wow, harmony melody. Love it. Do you believe in God?
I believe and love God.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Absolutely not.
How about 3 hours a week?
Possibly, because I love my wife and we got to do some time together.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I think I'm definitely going to screen more because that's where my world is at in regards to my world. So, yeah, I'm in a screen.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, Rob, a statement that represents who you are, Rob Howze, what would you say that is?
A man with integrity, passion, courage, and the will and desire to be everything he was born to be.
Love it. Rob, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I will say that the future is what you do today. So do something today that's going to impact your tomorrow.
Love it. Step out of the sandbox.
Step out of the sandbox.
Rob, again, this was a great pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Man, I love it, man. Keep your amazing tour on.
I appreciate that.
This segment has been brought to you by Howze Enterprise.